Welcome to Ion Housing Highlights. The election results sparked stock market gains but raised interest rates due to inflation and tariff concerns. We will now examine inflation, consumer finance, and builder metrics to assess the current economic landscape. Starting off, U.S. consumer debt has reached a level of $5.1 trillion for the third quarter of 2024. Although debt growth has slowed over the past 2 years, this quarter saw an uptick, growing at an annualized rate of 3.42%. Revolving debt, primarily credit card debt, reached $1.36 trillion in the third quarter, rising at an annualized rate of 2.79%. The credit card rate reached a high of 21.76%. Auto loan debt totaled $1.57 trillion, with a year-over-year increase of only 0.96%, the slowest rate in over 2 decades. Meanwhile, auto loan interest rates reached a new high of 8.4%. Student loan debt balances stood at $1.77 trillion, rising 2.41% year-over-year for the third quarter, the largest yearly increase in 3 years. Inflation picked up again in October, with the Consumer Price Index rising 2.6% after a 2.4% increase in September, showing the last mile to the Fed's 2% target will be the hardest. Shelter costs remain the main driver of inflation, accounting for over 65% of the 12-month increase in all items less food and energy index. However, the year-over-year change in the shelter index has been below 5% for the second consecutive month, signaling some moderation in housing inflation. Prices for goods and services used in new residential construction rose 0.3% on a yearly basis in the month of October. Year-over-year, prices for goods were up 0.7%, while prices for services declined 0.4%. Looking specifically at input goods, prices for building materials rose 2% year-over-year in October, while energy prices fell 13.1%, continuing their downward trend with only 2 growth periods in 2024. Softwood lumber, a key building material, has seen a rise in domestic production capacity in recent years. However, it's still below levels seen in the 2010s, as the sawmill industry hasn't fully recovered from the Great Recession. The U.S. relies on imports to meet demand, with Canada as the top supplier. Canadian lumber faces an average tariff of 14.5%, adding to costs. Over the first 9 months of 2024, the total number of single-family permits issued nationwide reached 764,000, an increase of 10.1% compared to last year. Multifamily permits issued reached 363,000. This is 16.4% below last year. Year-to-date ending in September, single-family permits were up in all 4 regions, but multifamily permits posted declines in all regions except the Northeast, which increased over 30%. Thank you, and we'll see you again next time. For more on the latest housing economics, visit ionhousing.org.